Hey onda, thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. If you're new here, I just moved from the US to Mexico to the state of Hidalgo in June of 2023. Today we are here in my still unfinished kitchen, which is why you haven't seen the final house tour. But today we're talking about what every Mexican kitchen has. Firstly, every Mexican kitchen has the garrafon or the big water jug, because you cannot drink the tap water here. Even though the water may technically be free from bacteria or parasites, it still usually contains heavy metals, which would become very detrimental to your health. So even your pets should be drinking water from the garrafon. If you see someone drinking their tap water, they have a filtration system. It is not because of their location in Mexico. Also, just because the water leaves the plant in a safe way doesn't mean it's still safe by the time it gets to your house. There is a problem throughout parts of Mexico with the pipes cracking. So basically, the first time you buy your garrafon, it's going to be a little expensive. I believe I paid 80 pesos. If I can find that, I'll let you know. And then after that, it's a lot cheaper because you're just exchanging the empty one for a full one, because they'll take these, wash them, and reuse them. So you can go to your local corner store, or there are trucks that drive up and down the street frequently for you to exchange them. But if you can find a place that has a dispenser in their wall to take this exact jug and refill it, it will be even cheaper. And luckily I have those about 3 blocks away. It cost me 10 pesos to refill this. And then these things are very, very heavy. So it's going to be impossible for you to lift it and tip it to fill your cup or to fill your cat's water bowl. So you're going to have a pump. It can be a manual pump, or it can be electronic, or you might have it on this metal thing that helps you tip it. Even that device makes it difficult to pour something, especially if it's like a small glass of water, just because there's so much water in the jug and because of its weight. So I recommend having the pump and not the thing that helps you tip it. But the thing is, a lot of times these do not stay on. Like, it looks like it's going to twist on, it doesn't. It's not just this container. I've tried it with several containers. I've tried several of these, thanks to our good friend, Sammy the Black Lab. And they never fit. So you have to try to hold it down as you're pumping, otherwise it comes off, but it is what it is. Next, we have the stove and perhaps oven. In Mexico, it is rare to have an oven. If you do, a true Mexican would probably be storing their pots and pans in there. I do use my oven, hence it is empty. The stove is almost always going to be gas, although I have seen some induction stoves, but I don't think I've ever seen an electric stove that has the windy burners. No, because electricity is more expensive than gas here. And I think a lot of people just prefer the way that gas stoves cook the food. So since you have gas, you're also going to see a lot of matches in Mexico. In the US, if you have a gas stove, probably 99% of the time, it has an auto ignite feature. So it also needs electricity. In Mexico, usually you're going to need a match or a lighter to light it. So you open up the knob, and then you hold the match or the lighter for it to light. I will not demonstrate that because I am scared of matches. These guys are really short and really flimsy, so it's very hard to light them. This is a comal. It's used for anything that is tortilla based. So like a tortilla itself, gorditas, sopes. The closest thing we have in the US is a griddle. And basically you leave this on your stove all of the time because you're going to eat tortillas with all of your meals. Next, every Mexican kitchen is going to have a blender, licuadora, and most likely a molcajete. Why? Because you need to make some salsa. So we already talked about the comal, which stays here on top of your stove. On your comal, you're going to toast your tomatoes, onion, garlic, and chili peppers. And then once they're toasted, you can blend them in the blender. Or you can use the molcajete and moler, grind. This is the pre-Hispanic way to make salsa. They also use the blender often to make licuados, which is kind of a smoothie, but kind of a milkshake. So it's basically a milkshake without the ice cream. You'll use milk and bananas, milk and strawberries, milk and oatmeal, milk and chocolate to kind of make a milkshake without the ice cream. Another thing that all Mexican kitchens are going to have are pieces of fabric. Maybe you're thinking this is just a hand towel to hang on your stove. I suppose it could be, but Mexicans use this for their tortillas. So if I know I'm going to get tortillas, I can take this with me. We'll wrap them in there so they'll stay warm until I get home, or you bring them home, let them cool off, then put them in a bag and put them in the fridge. Or if you're ready to eat, you have your warm tortillas inside of here, and you put it in a basket. Okay, you're always going to have your tortillas in the towel, in the basket, or it might be like an enclosed basket that has no like room for air to come in with a lid. But no, this is not for fruits and vegetables, although you could use it for that. That is for tortillas. Next, every Mexican kitchen is going to have the same dish rags. Yes, they come in different colors, but you can tell by the texture that they're all from the same manufacturer or just they're the same style. Whereas in the US, there are lots of different styles of dish rags. I'm sure you can find some other kind of rags, but these are like the go-to. You're going to see these at all of the stores and all of the markets. If you want something else, you're going to have to really hunt for it. On a similar note, everyone is going to have the same bata or apron. Again, the color might vary, but there are like 2 styles and that's it. Of course, you can find a different style if you want to, but you're going to have to look for it, whereas this and the other style, you're going to see that over and over and over again. And the last thing you're going to see in every Mexican kitchen is this máquina to make tortillas. So they can be round or square. My ex-mother-in-law gave this to me. You can make your own dough from scratch. You can buy maseca, which is just add water, or you can buy dough from the tortilla shop. You need 2 pieces of plastic, 1 on each side. You're going to form a little ball, maybe the size of a ping pong ball. Place it in the middle, close the top, press it down, open it, and then you have your tortilla. And as we already said, you cook the tortilla on the comal. I really appreciate you watching today's video. If you would like to see more content about me living in Mexico, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Adios!